Hey everyone, welcome to my Friday tarot. Coming to you from my sitting room again. I'm kind of putting the camera up high because I think people are enjoying seeing the cards that are coming down. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So today is Friday's tarot for the week of Friday, May 26th. We're working up to the full moon in about kind of a week and a bit or something like that. Like, so it's a waxing moon at the moment, which is really positive times to get things going. And yes, for me anyway, energetically, I've been very busy this week. Even though I have had a bit of a post, because I always say the shadow phases of Mercury retrograde can be the messiest, and not necessarily negative, but just yeah. And I've definitely had one of those weeks where it's just like loads done, but at the same time it's kind of trudging through it, but still getting it done. So there's still fast energy around because we are in Gemini now, which is picking up the pace again. Okay, so because we were in Taurus before that, so yeah. So let's see what the cards have in store for this week. Yeah, and it is really beautiful day outside, and it always feels like next week is bank holiday here in Ireland. And it almost feels like the weather that's there now it feels like bank holiday weather. And look, here we go. Sorry, I love the tarot. So there's Three Cups celebration, the sun celebration, and I am actually going to a birthday party this weekend. Okay, so let's have a look. See. This is my Aquarian tarot. It's the first deck I ever read professionally on, actually, and I think it's the original. They don't make them like that anymore. Just cards are different now. Because it's about 20 years old, I'd say, that deck. So it feels like there's a lot of planning going on for people. A lot of planning, but you don't know which way it's going to go. So it really is throwing your faith out in the universe or the gods that be, whatever you believe in. Do you know what I mean? And there's definitely an element of trusting the process here. I wonder, are people having difficulty in the workplace as well? Now this isn't people who are self-employed. This is people who will be on PAYE, just to get specific, or or employ people. I don't know if people are getting disillusioned, or there's just been messiness recently, and people are like, okay, it's time to move, it's time to change. I've had enough, and blah, 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 blah. And then that would obviously send you into the where am I going, what am I doing, I can't see the road ahead card. But what I would say to you is, if people are looking to make changes and start down new paths in every which way suits you, I do think now is a good time. And you really, it's very hard to go into the not knowing. The Two of Swords here is my not knowing card. But when you look back on it, like that's when you're like making stuff happen, and when you're putting it in the work to get it off the ground, that's kind of the most exciting part. Do you know what I mean? So what I would say is, if people are thinking of jumping ship, not from relationships, no, this isn't relationships this week. But what I would say is, yeah, trust in the process and just go with your gut, and actually just go for it. Just go for it. Because people have been under pressure emotionally and mentally, is what I would say. I'm not getting financially here, but which is a good thing. But what I would say is, people have been under pressure emotionally and mentally, and there's definitely an element of, you are correct in thinking not to trust. If you have vibes about somebody or something, you're on the money there, is what I would say. Okay, so I'm just going to put the cards back and do another little shuffle and see what else is up next. How do people find those new moon energies? I was teaching last week in the middle of it, and it was amazing. But what I found is that, like, I'm very tired this week because it has been an intense couple of months energetically for people. So while you would be expecting your energy levels to lift, even though it's a weird one because it's like exhausted but still able to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I just feel like people might be just a bit wrecked after all that energetic work they did over the last eclipse season. Okay, so back into what's in store again for this week coming, week 26th, week 26th. I love the feel of these cards. I haven't used them in ages. I just put them in my drawer there. So we got the High Priestess and we got the Queen of Cups here, and I'm really feeling like witchy vibes off this, like esoteric, like looking into the unknown, exploration. Okay, we got the Hierophant as well, which is so cards starting to repeat themselves. So when the cards repeat themselves, often for me anyway, it's that I didn't get some of the messages that were in the first place, because I feel like they do want to say more. Sorry. Key. Okay, this is kind of romantic in vibes is what I'd say, because I've got 9 of Cups here and an Ace of Cups, and I always say I like to see people, if you're looking for a relationship or fresh romance, this is fresh romance, or breathing freshness into your relationship is what I'm feeling as well. Like, it's not just so and this could be, it is romantic, okay, so it's just romantic relationships. It feels like that everybody now is actually at the point where they actually are ready. It's like the preparation has been put in, or maybe the energy wasn't there in the past if it's a relationship that's already going. And some people have been patiently waiting for somebody to turn up. Some people have been kind of wondering and examining their relationships and wondering, is it going anywhere, or is it what it once was? And what I feel is that just whatever it is, the energies that are around, just new life is going to be breathed or blown into people's relationships, or else new romance is coming. Okay, and I've been saying that for weeks. Sorry. Let me know if it's turned up for anybody. Right. Okay. So 10 of Cups. So we are heading into very, very, very positive phases from a romantic point of view. Back again to Jesus Christ. Sorry, it's all relationship cards. Like, you know, and I'm aware that, like, you know, don't want to talk about romance every week, and not everybody wants a relationship. Do you know what I mean? So it could be a relationship with yourself, or and this, what I was feeling as well is that with this, it feels like your relationship with spirit. So, and I keep on hearing the word spooky. So if people out there have been wondering, they want to start exploring the mystical and the esoteric and stuff that they wouldn't normally explore, and it's the weird and wonderful stuff. I just feel that people are going to be starting new parts, new research, new courses, but it's not in the like, you know, esotericism and all that is education, but this is for like the good of your heart, just because you want to. It's not because you're going to get this qualification and you're going to go and use it for this. This is just an exploration for spiritual purposes. So I think maybe people have been quite recently maybe going to themselves, or if this resonates with anybody, is this all there is? Is there anything more? Okay, let's start looking into this. So I don't know if people are looking for a religion, if they're looking for a spiritual base, if they're looking for something like yoga or a sport that's going to really, really help them channel certain energies that they have about them. But what I would say is that this is a very good time. Actually, in general, like, this is a very, very good time for manifesting. That's the vibe I'm getting off this reading today, is that almost whatever is, that almost anything is possible. And when it's a good time for manifesting, like, people have already done a lot of excavation of the psyche, but I do think as well that there is more, that people are going to do more. And within that, and I know there's some, within that then, manifestation comes from that. I'm always careful about using the word manifesting. Do you know what I mean? Because it's I don't know. But what I would say is, this is a very, very good time to bring about your hopes and dreams and stuff that you would have thought about in the past and that you've always wanted to do, is what I would say. And that's where the kind of going back into the past, going back into the psyche, going back into, you know, whatever your past dreams were. This is a big read now, actually. It's big ideas, I suppose, is what I would say. I do feel that people are sitting down, and this is back to the, is this all there is energy and spiritual energy and all that? Like, it's like really having the balls to go for it. And I think I was talking about that at the beginning as well, like that now is the time. So just, I think it's think big. Think big is the energy that I'm feeling here. Absolutely think big, think big, think big. Okay, what's up next? Sorry, 11. Right, let's do one more. Is there anything else? Anything else? People out there as well need to mind their psychic energy, or their, you know, themselves energetically, is what I'm feeling as well. And learn good protection skills and stuff like that. I don't know if people have been just becoming more aware, and maybe it's because we're just back out with like loads of people, but have people becoming more aware of just how much we can all drain each other's energy. So yeah, I just need to say that as well. That's another one. Anything else before we finish up now for this week? I'm not going to say it's relationships until I see okay, yeah. So there's also like when we're thinking big, I do think that people have, and we're starting fresh things. It means also that you've let go of something, and I think, you know, the letting go process is always the hardest. Is the hardest part. The not knowing part is okay if you just try and ignore that fear factor that's something that you can have, and it's, you know, it's like, it's because it's there. Do you know what I mean? But you just have to ignore it. But the letting go process, I find, is actually, because, well, I'm a fixed sign, so I tend to hang on tight, hang on until the very last minute, even though I've gotten 20,000 red flags. It's like, no. But it just feels like that the letting go has been done, and we're now moving into the positive phase of the new manifestation. It's actually, I might have been just repeating the same thing over and over and over again for this reading. But we are really at the endings of cycles, and now people are heading into some very, very positive times, because again, the letting go has been done. Now it's the jump into the not knowing. Okay? Yeah, just go for it. Just go for it and clear it. It's done, is what it's saying. It's done. For some people that might have been a sudden done, sorry, but it is done. Okay? So, I'll see you next week. Sorry. Okay, I meant to say one last thing. I'm so bad at advertising. I am going to be starting working in doing cards in market in Temple Bar on Sundays in front of the Central Bank for anybody that's in Dublin. I shall be also selling some various tarot and divination bits and bobs. It's just it's all towards divination and stuff like that. And so yeah, maybe I will see some of you in there every Sunday nearly for the rest of the summer. Okay, chat to you soon.